Hi everybody, Carol here. Welcome. This is the card I'm going to be making today. It's called a sidestep card, and it's a very versatile card. It can be done different ways. So this day I'm using stickers and different dimensions. So I'll turn the camera down. So the card is a 5x7 card, but the sheet of paper itself is 10x7. You fold that part in half, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a minute, how I am connecting these two sides together. But the dimensions are 5x5 on that section right there. It folds in half, and but on the other side it's 4, the top half, and then 6 on the second half. But the bottom half is folded up into 1-inch pieces. So if you did all the math, you would see it all ends up adding up. But to fold that up like that, there is a definite difference in the height. There's a 1-inch extra strip at the top of one, but you'll see as it gets put together. So I'm showing how I scored it to be 5x5 on one side and then 4x6 on the other, with the bottom part folding up and taking 2 more inches off, 1 inch for each one right there, and then you fold it up accordion style, and that makes your step. And so I like to cut that long strip. That's a 2-inch strip there, and I like to cut it on the trimmer just because it's easier than trying to hop over and cut that offside on different dimensions. So then I just go back, and I'm just showing that's 2 inches. So I go back later and then put it together because it doesn't need to be separated there. So anyway, that is your measurement. This is my background piece, and I just went ahead and made it myself. I wanted those colors. This is going to represent the sky, and so those are the pieces I used, and maybe didn't use them all. And then a darker turquoise there. Those are just the scraps that I just showed to myself how I could just play with it and make it different shapes and sizes, almost modern looking. But I went around each one of those pieces and used a sponge with some turquoise ink and just went around the edges of each piece just to give it more depth. And I think that looks so much better than it did just with nothing on it at all. And I'm just showing the different colors, how they work together. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. Just do what you think looks good, or just get a solid piece of paper in the first place, or a print piece of paper. But I'm even smudging ink in the middle just to kind of give it a sky variation and dimensional. And you can see some of those little turquoise splotches in there. But now this is actually taller than that piece. I didn't mind having that little extra sticking out at the top. You can see right there, but it didn't have to. I could have cut that off. It didn't matter, but it just gave me more of a background for the piece of art, if you want to call it that. Now these are the 2 inches folded in half down the center, down the length of it, and so it's 1 inch for one accordion side and 1 inch for the other accordion side. And I just wanted to go with a bright color on that, and so I burnished it, folded it, and burnished it, and finishing off all the putting it all together and rubbing it down. Now I wanted to make some clouds, and so I had a cloud stamp that I like a lot. It's so many cloud stamps are just kind of childlike, cartoonish, like big old puffy whatever. I like this one because I like the look of the clouds. So I went around and just added, since it's a white sheet of paper, I went around with the turquoise yet again, and just played with different ways of coloring, splotching, going around the straight lines, whatever. And then went ahead and cut one out, put some glue on the back, Tombow Mono, and let it sit so it's repositionable. And I use that feature in this a lot because I end up moving the clouds around. I cut out 3 of them and then put them on different places because the dragonfly stickers are going to be flying in front of these clouds, and in this with the sky in the background, as you will see. So here I put some glue on it to let it sit and dry and become repositionable. And then on the 2-inch strip on the left hand side that goes up 5 inches, I just used some more. This was a set of paper, and I wanted to use some more of that pretty bright color, and one's a print there with the flowers. And then I was just playing with that other piece and stuck it down. Now here's what I was talking about a while ago. I go back and attach these two together. To me, again, it's just easier for me just to cut up that 6-inch slit and then go back and just piece those papers together, and it works just fine. It holds. It's not a problem. Now here I'm playing with where I'm going to place the clouds. I end up moving them. That's what's so nice about when it becomes repositionable. You can peel it off, put it back down. I end up just thinking I need a third cloud, but these are the stamps I'm using. I just love them. I love the colors, and stickers, excuse me. And they already have some dimension on their wings, and so you just start with putting them down, placing them where you think you like them, and keep working and change it around if you need to, and find where you think it belongs. Now see there, I'm moving the cloud right there, and I end up moving it even yet again. I end up getting it almost to the top of the page and then moving it off to the right, almost to the edge over there, because the dragonflies were covering up the clouds. So then I tuck this one behind the little step, and decide to put this one on top of the outer step, and that again gives more dimension. And so I get some foam mounting tape and decide I want to puff those wings up even higher and give more dimension. And so you can see that's what I'm doing there. I peel off the background paper, put them down. That one was too big, so I cut it off. Another one for a wing. But I left the paper on the back of that one because I didn't want it sticking to the background. So you don't have to remove the the background sticky paper if you don't want to. I should say paper on the sticky part. So just for different, I put a flower there, and then I thought I bought these stickers, I might as well use them all. Sometimes I like a lot of stuff. Sometimes I like to keep them kind of sparse. But on this one, I just thought the more the merrier. And that's the way it ended up being. There's so many different ways could have done all of that. Now, what I'm pointing out here, and this one thing to show you've got plenty of room on the back where you can write your note. That's nice about this. But as you know, if you get a card that opens at the bottom, sometimes over time, if you're setting them out, over time they'll just get flatter and flatter and just end up going splat on the surface. So the way I do several different ways actually to get around that, but just some sort of piece of paper or yarn, string, that can be taped down. But I folded up accordion style. These were about 3/4 inches, and just play with it, see how wide you want it to be. But you glue the ends and put them between the front and the back, just like that, and it will keep it. It'll expand out to the length of that piece of paper, and then it won't go any further, and that just keeps it upright. Make it as tight as you want it. But it takes a little extra effort, but I think the recipient will appreciate it. And so all in all, this is the way it fits into an envelope. This was a bigger envelope than the card, but I have all this dimension in there, so it fills it up pretty good. And I hope you enjoyed this. I just think it's pretty because of the colors. And again, I moved that top cloud out more. You might see it in one of the pictures that I take later, one of the photos. And I'm just pointing that cloud out right there, and another one. And then also you can see the step. Now that's when I thought, I want another cloud. I think I need another cloud. So cut out another one and put it down. Forgive my hair. And that is the way it goes. Really pretty simple, especially when you use stickers. So, and then you don't even have to do all that trouble on the background. I mean, that could just be a printed sheet of paper. So, but these side step cards are fun. I've made so many, and there are different ways. There are center step cards and so forth and so on. But I really like it. So these are the pictures, the photos, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it and get something out of it. And come back again soon. I should have another one out soon. And I appreciate it. So you have a wonderful rest of the day. See you next time. Bye-bye.